What's good, YouTube? It's Nas, and we back with another video. Continuing on from the 2020s video, and by y'all can see by the highlights, y'all know who's next. Y'all LeBron fans or LeBron great Glazers might get on me about this, but I obviously have him at number 6. Well, he could be interchangeable for this next person I'm gonna put. But in the 2019-2020 season, LeBron averaged 25.5 points per game, 8 rebounds, and 10 assists. This being the first season he played point guard, and I'm pretty sure he was like 34 at the time. I'm pretty sure he was like 33, 34. But this season, obviously, he won his 4th championship, 4th Finals MVP. This was in the bubble, yes, but we're not going to critique bubble. We're not going to critique the bubble because, come on, bro. A ring's a ring. And he was the best player in the league, basically, behind Giannis. If Giannis wasn't on that monster run winning MVP and Defensive Player of the Year this season, this would have been Bron's MVP. And this is when LeBron was still at the top of his game. The next season, the 2020-2021 season, LeBron averaged 25 points per game, 7.5 rebounds, and 8 assists. He was on a run for another MVP too until Solomon Hill died for his ankle. And LeBron at the start of that season, I'm pretty sure the Lakers were at the top of the West. They were like 15-3 before that injury, and that obviously slowed LeBron down. He was never really the same player that he was. Like, come on, it's LeBron James, so obviously he's gonna adapt. But come on, bro, it's just, oh man, imagine if that injury never derailed him. Where could he be at right now? Because obviously he's 40 years old. He's still playing at an elite level, but he was really elite at the start of the 2021 season. And in the 2021-2022 season, LeBron averaged 30.5 points per game, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. They missed the playoffs this season, and it was, I don't know, people call it Westbrook's fault, but I don't really see it like that. I just feel like that team was poorly constructed. Like, they did not have enough shooters around LeBron James and Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is a paint threat. You shouldn't be forcing him to shoot any corner shots. And when they finally made our adjustment the next season, in the 2022-2023 season, LeBron averaged basically 29 points per game, 8.5 rebounds, and 7 assists. This being the season they reached the conference finals. They traded for D'Lo, Malik Beasley, Lonnie Walker. They got a lot of talent on that team. They lost to the Nuggets, yes, but they put up a good fight in the other rounds. And that Nuggets team was just not going to be beaten that season. We saw that they won a ring, and not too much to say about that. And last year, LeBron averaged 25.5 points per game, 7.5 rebounds, and 8.5 assists. And they lost to the Denver Nuggets again. They keep getting lucky and having to play them. Like, I don't know. The kryptonite has been the Denver Nuggets last season, or the last 2 seasons. Clearly, they got over it now. And right now, LeBron's averaging 23.5 points per game, 7.5 rebounds, and 9 assists at age 40. He's still one of the best players in the league. He's not at the very top as he was in the 2010s and the 2000s, but that comes with old age. He's still at the top of the league at 40 years old. Nobody else has done that. And LeBron's accolades on the 2020s was he won the NBA championship at the start of the decade, Finals MVP at the start of the decade. He was the assist leader in 2020, All-NBA first team in 2020, All-Star 4 times in 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024, basically, because, yeah, that was last year. He won a gold medal this year, or last year, in the 2024 year. And LeBron is one of the greats. He was number 1 on my last list, and when I make the 2000s video, I wonder where I'm going to put him. But next, getting into Jimmy Butler, I have Jimmy Butler at number 5, and I have Jimmy this high because of all the playoff runs he dragged the Heat to. He really had to pull a carry job. Like, people don't understand how good Jimmy Butler was when he had to carry this team. Pat Riley did him no justice at all. So that's why when I see Miami Heat fans getting on Jimmy about wanting to leave, how can you blame him? But in the first season, Jimmy Butler averaged 20 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, and 6 assists, going along with a steal per game, 1.5 steals per game. Yeah. And this season is when that iconic picture of him being so tired. He dropped a 40-point triple-double that game, if I'm not mistaken, and there was no beating that Lakers team, bro. But Jimmy put up one hell of a fight with Goran Dragic getting injured that series too. They were missing their point guard. Tyler Hero was still a rookie, and I'm pretty sure he was hurt that series too. But yeah, man, the Heat really never did Jimmy justice when he was playing his best type of basketball, and he plays his best basketball in the playoffs, if you haven't noticed. But in the 2020-2021 season, Jimmy averaged 21.5 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists, or no, 7 assists actually. And Jimmy's not going to have the stats that LeBron has, because LeBron obviously has a heavier load than Jimmy, even at his older age now. But these stats don't say nearly enough of what Jimmy was doing during these seasons, because it was day in, day out. It was a rivalry between the Celtics and him. The Celtics and him, basically. Yeah, I'm not going to say Miami Heat, because the only one helping Miami, and really was the 2023 season, which we're going to get into, when Caleb Martin had one of the most unexpected playoff moments, playoff series, playoff game, whatever you want to call it. But in the 2021-2022 season, Jimmy also averaged 21.5 points per game, 6 rebounds, 5.5 assists, and 1.5 steals per game, him being one of the best defensive players at the time too. And come on, bro, I already said what I had to say. In the 2022-2023 season, Jimmy had one of his highest scoring seasons. He averaged 23 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 5.5 assists, going along with 2 steals per game. And this is when they went back to the finals. Jimmy dragged them back to the finals. They was calling him playoff Jimmy and shit. I don't know, but it was justified, don't get me wrong. But he was playing the Denver Nuggets. There was no beating that Denver Nuggets team like it's the Lakers, like against the Lakers. And people were calling for Pat Riley to finally give Jimmy Butler some damn help, and he never ended up doing it. So the Heat never became any more than unexpected team to make the finals. You knew they were going to be semi-good in the regular season, but in the playoffs, they always turn it up. In the 2023-2024 season, last season, he averaged 21 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists, going along with a steal per game and a block. Nah, not even a block. But this was when they had a down year. They lost to the Celtics 4-1. There was no being that Celtics team. They were thrown into the fire. Jimmy tried to have hope. Jimmy ended up getting injured, if I'm not mistaken. He got injured that series too. But right now, Jimmy is averaging 18 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. He requested a trade for Miami. Pat Riley's talking about he's not going to do that trade, not going to trade Jimmy Butler. But Jimmy has been nothing but phenomenal, and that's why I rank him. You could switch him and LeBron if y'all want to, but Jimmy Butler led all players in steals and assists in the 2020 finals, Eastern Conference Finals MVP in 2023, All-NBA second team in 2023. He was the steals leader in 2021, All-NBA third team in 2020 and 2021, All-Defensive second team member in 2021. He was a 2-time All-Star in the decade in 2020 and 2022. But next, getting into the MVP of this decade in Joel Embiid. And Embiid hasn't really got a fair shake in the NBA recently, but I guess you could say it's justified with all the injuries. But even though he's played a lot less games than LeBron and Jimmy, we all know the talent that Joel Embiid is. In the 2019-2020 season, Joel Embiid averaged 23 points per game and 11.5 rebounds and 3 assists. This being, of course, before he broke out of that shell. He was still a 3-time All-Star before that, but obviously he ended up getting way better than we could have seen. I guess Philly fans seen it, but way better than I seen. He was the runner-up MVP this next season. He averaged 28.5 points per game, 10.5 rebounds, basically 3 assists, and Embiid and Jokic were on the top of the world. They were bringing centers back, or they was bringing back the center position. It was a fight. Who was better, Joel Embiid or Jokic? Obviously, that debate has slowed way down after we're seeing what Jokic is doing now. But Embiid was really at the top of his game, and he played one of the most games he played in the season. Only 51, and he was the runner-up, which is fucking crazy. But in the next season, the 2021-2022 season, they got James Harden. Obviously, they didn't have any playoff luck. Maxey ended up getting better. Obviously, he was improving. The 2020-21 season when he was runner-up, Ben Simmons passed up an easy layup against the Hawks, which could have dragged them to the conference finals and faced the Bucks, and who knows what would have happened. Who knows what would have happened, because the 76ers would have definitely been a better matchup for the Bucks than the Atlanta Hawks that season. But hey, it's a what if. But the 2020-2021 season, 2021-2022 season, sorry, he averaged 30.5 points per game, 11.5 rebounds and 4 assists. I'm pretty sure he was third place this season for MVP again. And we know Embiid hasn't really had playoff luck, but in the regular season, he's been one of the best players in the league by far. In the 2022-2023 season, Embiid beat out Jokic, for his first MVP award. He averaged 33 points per game, 10 rebounds and 4 assists, being the first MVP since Allen Iverson, bringing Philly back. Obviously, didn't accomplish nothing in the playoffs again, which is all going to be blamed on Joel Embiid, because he's day in and day out been the Philadelphia 76ers best player. But hey, in the 2023-2024 season, Embiid averaged basically 34.5 points per game, 11 rebounds, and 5.5 assists. He got injured last season, and he hasn't been the same so far. He only played 11 games. Yes, he's going to continue to get better. It's Joel Embiid, but hopefully he could reach that stride that he was. People could stop disrespecting him. But they lost to the Knicks in the playoffs, and Joel Embiid has to eventually see some playoff luck if he wants to move up this list. But Embiid was an MVP in 2022-2023 season, the runner-up MVP in 2020-2021. He led the league in scoring in the 2020. Nah, he didn't even lead the league in scoring. He was the second. But Joel Embiid has consistently been one of the best players. But part 3 out tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If y'all want to see some more, there's a video on the left and the video on the right. Click on them.